Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sandra and this is Beyond Techsolutely, a place for understanding tech and creating exciting narratives around it. So today I am just having a hectic day, but I thought what a better way to just declutter. Today I'm going to talk about leveraging technology to enhance access to justice with the Zimbabwean perspective. Okay, so we're gonna start with the amount of people in Zimbabwe. So with the population census as for 2024, I think Zimbabwe's population, the people who are staying in Zimbabwe is about 17 million. In Zimbabwe, with the Law Society of Zimbabwe, there are over 2,000 registered legal practitioners. And this number includes lawyers in private practice, commerce, civil service, and all the information you can find it on the Law Society of Zimbabwe website, which is responsible for regulating and maintaining a register of legal practitioners, ensuring the observance of the rule of law and promoting public trust in the justice system. But there are 17 million people in Zimbabwe, and as you have seen, like with the elections last year and even with the census, majority of Zimbabwe predominantly are remote. They stay in the remote areas compared to the urban areas. There might be like a balance with the peri-urban, but most people are in the rural, the remote, then the peri-urban, and then the urban. 17 million versus 2,000 legal practitioners. So this means it's impossible for each lawyer to physically address or attend to the total addressable population. Total addressable population, I mean the people who are probably in need for a legal assistance. I'm just thinking it's not possible. And this is where technology needs to come in to help these legal practitioners. Lawyers will probably have a huge backlog of work, which means legal issues cannot be attended to instantaneously because most legal issues require instant intervention, but justice delayed is justice denied. Because at any given time, you might need a lawyer, like anything can happen. So there is affordability of legal services. There's also accessibility of legal services. So most of the law firms are in urban areas. There aren't any law firms in the rural areas. And the affordability of legal services, most people, I would guess, having a lawyer is very expensive. It might not be expensive, but I would not have a budget to pay a retainer to a lawyer, considering like as an average Zimbabwean. So just getting a lawyer outside the retainer might be very expensive. It's just like if you do not have money to pay for your medical insurance, if you then go to the hospital and you have to pay out of pocket, it's gonna be costly for you. This is where technology comes to the rescue for the law industry. There is accessibility of self-help legal services, so like your e-lawyer. So this technology is being used to democratize like access to legal information by raising legal awareness and also making it possible for non-legal practitioners to find answers to common legal issues. In Zimbabwe came up with self-help legal services. So I went to visit FLP. It's a law firm in Zimbabwe, and they came up with an application that can help any person to automate and simplify legal texts so that it allows non-legal practitioners to quickly find legal information that is relevant to like a legal issue. Also, my friend Michael came up with Civic Guru, which is also an AI-powered platform that has the Constitution of Zimbabwe. You can literally search for what does the Constitution say in case you're trying to do something and you do not know what the Constitution says. The Constitutions are very long. And the best part about the Civic Guru, you can talk to it in Shona and Ndebele. Edit to reply you. Like, how crazy is that? Like, how crazy. Also, the coolest feature there is explain it to me like I'm 5. Like, it's like a Zim Constitution for dummies. So with Civic Guru, there was effort to augment law or lawyers' responsibilities with artificial intelligence. So with our research, it has shown that 90% of legal issues that affect marginalized communities require legal advice as opposed to legal representation. And because AI, artificial intelligence, has now reached the maturity to handle most queries without engaging lawyers, models can be created where lawyers can tackle issues that cannot be automatically resolved. So a lawyer's resolution can be further incorporated into AI's knowledge base so that it can continually handle more issues. So you find, like with Civic Guru and also the FLP platform, it's a matter of figuring what does the law say, what is beyond the legal standard, and if you want to come up with a contract, it's pulling from those regulations, maybe your age, your whatever that you're doing, and it comes up with something that is within the law bounds. So you really do not need to, pay for consultation to talk to a lawyer. And for Civic Guru, it's just to understand like what are your constitutional rights. And then models like this drastically reduce both the cost and resolution time, and it makes it possible to save a greater percentage of population. So the 17 million and the 2,000 plus technology, happy days. So we can also do proliferation of legal services using inclusive technologies like USSD and SMSs. I wish it works really, but yeah, we have seen most mobile money like banking apps, they have used these USSD technologies. So your EcoCash should do like your star 151 hash to use inclusive technologies like USSD, and SMS chatbots can also help leverage the legal services, which is, I guess it's an issue because most people want to, talk to the lawyer and they cannot trust their legal issues to an SMS. I wouldn't. Non-sensitive legal matters, we can use proliferation of legal services using inclusive technologies. The greater population that will not have access to come to town or we just want like a solution like immediately. And content should be translated to local languages, which is why I am very happy about Civic Guru, which was developed by a Zimbabwean developer. And yeah, there is a lot of barriers to the technological adoption in Zimbabwe in general. And firstly, this is probably why I'm doing this channel. And secondly, I'm just trying to figure out like how best we can do it, since I'm also like into the tech space. And like I mentioned, I'm also like a techpreneur, and I am working on something that I'll introduce in the later stages, but I'm trying to come up with the problems and how technology can be in between and the solutions, and then we can figure out so that we cannot have the barrier as an issue. Starlink has been licensed to be in Zimbabwe. People have access to smartphones. The Chinese people have dominated the most Android phones like the Tecnos and the Itels. So we can't use adoption as an issue at this moment. So yeah, I think we need to push the gospel for adoption of technology for services that we require. And so if technology is the answer, then why is there slow adoption? There are probably issues to do with low education levels in marginalized communities. then there is also bureaucracy and the government policies or regulations that are not ready for these adoptions. Then probably cost of implementation and limited investment opportunities in Africa, and also protectionism in the legal industry. Working with the digital inclusion, it's a matter of figuring the solutions that are there and figuring the problems that are there, figuring what the customer might need, and figuring how technology can come in, which I like doing this because this is basically the core of my tech company. And having law co-founders help navigate in the legal nuances that are happening with technology. So then there's also ZILTA, which is Zimbabwe Innovation and Legal Technology Association of Zimbabwe. And ZILTA is an association that empowers law students and professionals on the role of technology in the law field, and it incubates legal tech solutions. They educate and mentor members and uses the alternative or traditional law careers and opportunity to legal tech space. So there has been a lot of help for people embracing and moving along into the law technology. So we talked about ZILTA, we talked about FLP, we talked about Civic Guru. And yeah, when I was doing this research, I feel very smart, I should have taken a law degree because all these terms. So what I also learned about this is to be able to comply with the government, which is very important, as I've learned this even in fintech. You need to comply with the regulations, even with the legal law, even with real estate, like whatever technology that you need to do, it has to be in between the bounds of the government. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.